Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with Scraptember for the 15th, as well as 52 weeks, 52 favorite photos. And this week I am documenting a picture or three of my son at school, which is the perfect opportunity to use Puffy stickers, which is our prompt for this for today. I have lots of Puffy stickers, and school stuff was definitely one of those areas that I had a lot of them. So I have these pictures of my son very studiously trying to get his schoolwork done. We'll see. So I have my papers and tons of scraps. That's all I have is scrap paper, no actual full sheets of paper. Some embellishments, lots of puffies, and these pictures. So let's see how this goes. Okay, listen. I need y'all to promise me you will not tell my son that I am doing this. He's going to murder me if he ever knows that I did. Okay, so like I said, I have no paper with this collection. I cut a 4.5 by 10 sheet of white cardstock. I put some double-sided tape, which you should be able to kind of get I see it on there. I put it across the top and bottom, on the sides, and then kind of diagonally around, so that I could stick down all of these bits and pieces. Now you're not going to see a ton of this because I'm going to cover it, but this is going to be where my pictures are matted. But this is one of my favorite ways to use scraps, especially when they're little bitty pieces like this that you can only do so much with. So I wanted to, like making banners, making tags, things like that. Those are other ways I like to, but like this paper is a cute paper. It's got all the colors that I would love to use. You can see the little crayons peeking out, the stars, the apples, things like that. So I think that this is, like I said, one of the best ways for me, especially since I saved so many little bits of pieces of these scraps. So I have these 3 12-inch strips of scraps from multiple back-to-school collections that I believe all of this is Echo Park. Now, some of the embellishments I use are not Echo Park, like the puffies are not. I don't even know. I think one of them is Paper Studio, and I think one of them is Sticko. But I am just working on using up all these little bits and pieces and strips that I have. So like this little alpha, you're going to see them peeking out the sides, but this is where my picture cluster with the scraps is going to lay. I thought about matting it, but there really isn't anything to mat it on. If I mat it on white, it's going to disappear on the white plaid paper. If I mat it on black, it's going to disappear on the black at the bottom. So I just left it because I think it stands out enough. And I matted my pictures on black so that they would stand out a little. I think that they dry in enough. All right, so I know I need a lot of journaling space. I have this scrap that's got journaling, like a notebook paper on it. So I'm going to mat it on this green plaid and line it up to where it's mostly like the green is what's showing. And then I double mat it on a red piece. Now, it's not a full piece. I had to Frankenstein it, but in the end, you can't even tell. So I get all that laid down. I tuck the little journaling spot in a little bit. I am going to need quite a bit of journaling because it's a story. But then I also have where I made banners, like fishtail banners with my punch for another layout. I have these little triangular bits, and they're perfect for lining up over here. So I use 2 red ones and then the one with the little numbers on it. And I think that that is a really cute way to add those little bits. And, I hate wasting. I think that if you've been here at all in this journey for me, I hate wasting. Okay, I just noticed that big, shadow of something over on the right, and now it's stressing me out. Oh, it's because of the way my light is sitting today. Anyway, God, there's the ADHD hanging out. Anyway, here's a couple more scraps I'd go ahead and put up here so that there's no big blank space on this layout. There is that bit of blank right there next to the little red and white over on the left, but I'm going to fill that a little. But I'm okay with the empty space because it's broken up in ways. So I just start by putting these little puffy alphas down, and it just says sleeping. I was going to put studying ? Because that's what supposedly this boy is doing. So he decided to not pay as much attention at school last year as he was supposed to. He was a sophomore in high school and ended up having to do some to regain some credits. It's kind of like summer school. So this is right after school was over, and he was supposed to do it on a school laptop or, desktop. Well, he had to turn his in because every year at the end of the year they have to turn theirs in. So he came to my school to work on my desktop. And so this is how I kept finding him. Now, the first picture is I'm working. Like, you can see my computer screen. I'm actually working. And so he was dozed off over there. He was supposed to be doing something, but he just kept falling asleep. And I'd say, dude, wake up. He's like, I'm not sleeping. Sure, you're not. The other two, he's actually behind my desk, and his computer programs for getting his recovery done is open and waiting for him. And he is not getting it done because he's sleeping. Even though every time I'd go to the door and I'd knock or I'd say, yell his name or whatever, I'd say, dude, wake up. He's like, I'm not sleeping. So I think in the note I was going to write osmosis, because that's what I was thinking. Osmosis was gaining knowledge in your sleep, like if you lay your head down on a book or whatever. And maybe that's just something I saw on TV once when I was, I don't know. Anyway, I looked it up, and it's called Hypnopedia. And I wrote that down. Anyway, learning new things today. I absolutely love the way these little things at the edge of these little, triangular features or arrow features. I put a pencil and a coloring pencil and the ruler at the end. And I just love the way that looks and how it just added a little bit more over there. I did put a cluster up at the top in the banners with an eraser, a pencil, and a composition book. And then I just littered things all over the place. I did pull this tag off my Echo Park sticker sheet that says follow your dreams. I felt like that was really fitting and kind of a funny thing to put on here. But then this have a good day and study hard is really going to be my title. Because obviously he's studying really, really hard. I put this puffy pencil on here, and I'm going to start my journaling right past that. So it looks like, I like to do that. I think it's cute. And maybe that's just because I'm a dork. Put the backpack down here at the bottom because it's got that same yellow as the Follow Your Dreams, because it's from that same, maybe not the same collection, but it's got that same yellowy color. And then I'm going to put my big story, and in the end, you're going to see what I mean, because I fill up the whole thing, and it's very little print. So I had to use a 0.3 pen, but it was a lot of storytelling. And in the end, he did pass all his classes, and he did move on to his junior year. I used my enamel accents, which are my favorite, to add a little bit of something up here so it's not completely stark in that whole space. And that is it. I love the way this turned out. I love getting another memory documented. I laugh because the shirt he has on says education beyond expectation. Because he stole my shirt. Those are the shirts that our district gave us last year. And he stole it. So he's sleeping and studying wearing that shirt, which is just icing on the cake for me. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this and had a good old laugh with me at my poor kid's expense. Don't tell him. Anyway, I would love it if you could check out everybody else who's hopping along with 52 Weeks, 52 Favorite Photos, documenting our everyday lives. And also Scraptember and the Scrappy Sisters, and using Puffy stickers, and see how other people are using those. I didn't count, but I used quite a few. I would love it if you give me a thumbs up if you like this video and or my layout. And I appreciate y'all so much for spending your time with me. Hope you have a great day. Hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. And happy scrapping.